Have you ever had moisture coming through your airlines and potentially ruining your artwork? Well, generally this is caused by your compressor, and in this video I'm going to share a few tips that'll help minimize that issue. Let's get into it right now. So this is the IS975 PowerJet Pro by Iwata. This compressor is 1/6 horsepower, has a 2-litre tank. One thing that I really love is the dual regulators and dual moisture traps. The good thing about the dual regs is that you can have one airbrush set up for general airbrushing at about 30 psi, and you can have another one set up at say 18 to 20 psi for your detailed airbrushing, and you've got the separate controls here to lock in whichever psi it is that you go for. So you can see that this compressor also has the 2 quick connects. You'll get 2 of these with your unit, not necessarily in the packaging. They just click in like so and come off like that. What I would recommend is that you use some Teflon tape or plumber's tape and just apply that to the thread. Let's do like 3 passes roughly will do. Snap that off. What this will do is it'll just give you a nice seal onto your hose, and with this compressor you get 2 of the curly hoses with it, which is something that I'd probably swap out straight away. They have the 1/4 inch end and the 1/8 inch end. This one hooks up to your airbrush. This one will go onto the quick connect and hook straight onto your compressor. I'm just going to do it finger tight for the purpose of this demo. The reason I don't like these curly hoses is it reminds me of the old telephone cords, and they do all get tangled up and become really annoying. So I'd swap these out for something like the Iwata DT110, the straight shot hose. I find they're really good to use, or any braided airline as well will work and save you lots of frustration. So click that in. Now I've got the Iwata HPCSE clips here, and what I'm going to do is just screw this on finger tight to hook up our hose to the airbrush. I'm going to go ahead and turn the compressor on, flick that switch. You can hear it's not very noisy at all. It's going to wait for that to fill up the pressure in the tank, and there you go, switched off and it's ready to use. So obviously with this one, because it's got the 2-litre tank, if I'm airbrushing away, it takes a little bit of time before the pressure drops, and then it kicks in, and then that way when you stop airbrushing it'll just kick off. So that's the beauty of having a larger tank on your unit. It just means that the compressor doesn't have to work as hard. But if you really want to go into a deep dive regarding this and see a full unboxing, then I've got another video showcasing that. I'll leave that in the description below. For this video, I really want to address the issue of moisture coming through your airline. So the first thing that you want to be doing before you do anything, if you think you're getting moisture in the line, so you just want to press down on here. And what that's going to do is it's going to release any moisture that's caught up in that moisture trap. And generally you'll be able to see the moisture sitting in there. Okay, so that's your first mode of defense. If you find that it's in your line, meaning that when you're airbrushing and you're doing some fine detail, or even if you're just spraying in general, and you notice that there's like splurts of water coming onto your work, well that means it's already gotten into your line. To drain that, obviously you do the moisture trap first, but if it's already in here, what I would do is kink your line or shut the compressor off, one of the two. Unscrew your hose, put your airbrush down, let go of the kink, and what that's going to do is going to blast any of that moisture out. And you'll see it. If there's moisture in your line, you'll see it coming out. It's quite obvious. If you really want to test it, you can spray this down onto a sheet of paper or on your bench. So I've got a fresh sheet of A4 paper here, and you can see there's nothing coming out whatsoever. Alright, so this compressor is running perfectly. The moisture traps are working, but if you did have moisture in the line, like I said, it would definitely be showing right now. Okay, so a lot of people wonder why a compressor would be creating moisture. Well, what happens is, because the motor's running to pump up the tank, that is going to get hot over time, especially if you're airbrushing for quite a considerable amount of time. This is all going to heat up, and that's going to cause condensation and therefore creating moisture. So it's very normal, it's a natural thing that happens. It doesn't mean your compressor's broken, but like I said before, you want to check those moisture traps, check it through your line. A lot of the time when you clear clear the line and your moisture traps, then you're okay, you're good to go. Maybe give the compressor a bit of a break. Failing that, if that all doesn't work, and this is something that you should do regularly anyway, so after your session, so what you want to do is unscrew the air tank drain valve. Now, Iwata recommends that the compressor should be drained, and you just tip it back and forth and moisture will then come out. But as you can see, this is nice and clear. So what I would recommend is turn the compressor on, get some PSI in there to help push the water out of your unit, and this is just going to help to make it a bit easier to drain. I'll just wait till it finishes pumping up. You don't need to unscrew this totally, just pull it off like that and then tip it back and forth, and we'll see if anything comes out. And we can see now we're getting some moisture coming out. There's not much in there. This is why you want to clear it regularly. And you can clearly see on the paper that we've got that moisture coming through. So obviously if that kept building up and building up, that's going to be an issue. You know, you're going to get, there's water there, it could rust the inside of the tank, and you got all sorts of problems. So just regularly drain it. Another thing that these units have, which a lot of people don't know about, is it's got a little air filter in there. You can actually replace these quite easily. So it's like an air intake filter. There's actually one on either side. So we've got that one there, and one sitting in here as well. They are awkward to get to and to remove. What I've done is I've gone ahead and loosened this one, and you can see the filter is a bit dirty. So the replacement filter pack for this is the ISO 12. It's got a 10 pack of these, and then you can just grab a new one, pop it in, and just clip this back on, and you're good to go. And now that you've learnt a few little tips on how to better maintain your compressor and stop that moisture coming through your airlines, learn more by checking out some of these videos here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.